Hey guys, so today's story time is going to be a rather sad one because, you know, this kind of stuff usually doesn't, okay, yes it does, it happens to me all the time. Okay, well, moving on. So I don't know if you guys remember, but towards the end of my life in New York City, I began to hang out with this really cute Australian guy. I met him off of this weird app. Like, I don't even know which dating app it was. I think it was like one of those like random startup dating apps that like nobody uses, but I did. And I remember talking to him here and there. He seemed really nice at first. Like, by nice, I mean he messaged me and he was super friendly. Like, I was like, oh my God, this person's so friendly. He cannot possibly be from America. And he wasn't. He was Australian, which was very cool because I had never, you know, dated an Australian before. And, you know, I love Outback Steakhouse. And so, yeah, like I talked to him. He was very friendly. I looked at his pictures and there was one thing that really just caught me really off guard with his photos. And that was, he was so beautiful. I'm not saying that's a bad thing for everybody, but for me it is. Because I don't want to date a man that's like too beautiful. It sucks for me because then I have to carry a taser everywhere to tase all the women away. He was like some sort of Indian, or I don't know. He had like the most beautiful skin I had ever seen on a human being. Like, I think I'm kind of pretty. He was like worlds beyond prettier than me. When we walked down the street, people would be like, oh my God, what the hell is that little blonde midget doing with this gorgeous, tall, majestic man? It took us a really long time to actually hang out. Like, we talked about hanging out a lot, but it just never ever happened because things got in the way. I was dating this like psychopath for a little bit, and after that didn't work out. I was like done with dating, but then, you know, 2 days later I was like, let's meet up for drinks. You know, it's just like boredom coupled with sadness. In the span of time between me talking to him and me meeting up with him, I had deleted this weird ass dating app that I found him on, and while I'm in the cab to go meet up with him for the first time, I blank on his name. Then I whip out my phone and I'm like, okay, this is fine, no big deal. I can just re-download the dating app. I can go scroll through. I can find him. I can find out his name. I knew it started with a particular letter, so I'm just like going through all of these names in my head. Fred, Frank, Fluffy, I don't know. And I downloaded the app, and then turns out when you delete the app, it deletes your profile too. So then I realized, oh my God, I'm screwed. But then I was like, wait a minute, Stephanie, you're a very resourceful young lady. You can find a way to get his name out of him. Or maybe you could just be honest and say, hey dude, I don't know your name. So I meet up with him, and somehow within like the first 5 minutes, he's like telling a story and he mentions his name, and I'm just like, oh my God, that was a close call. Really helpful dating advice for you girls. Always like try to know the name of your date. And then we ended off the night like on a good note, and I was like, okay, we're gonna hang out again soon. Awesome. You know, even though he's like way too pretty for me, but I decided, you know what, maybe I should let it slide. Maybe I'm being a little bit too self-conscious about myself, and maybe he thinks I'm too pretty for him. I don't know, we'll see. So I talked about him a few times on a couple of videos. Nothing got too serious with me and this guy, but you know, being that he is from Australia, he had a uncircumcised penis. An uncircumcised penis, okay? And we never hooked up, we never had sex, nothing sexual happened between us, but you know, he was my first uncircumcised. What the fuck is happening? Oh my God, I have so many crazy people texting me right now. Like literally, guys, if I told you who's texting me, like, okay, what the fuck? Serious? Okay, I met this like crazy sex addict dude on like Tinder literally 4 years ago, and he just texted me. Like, dude, stop talking to me. Anyways, so he was my first. He like introduced me to his penis, and it was purely for research purposes. And ever since that night, I thought we had a connection. And then there was like another night that I invited him over and I made him dinner. I made him Parmesan crusted chicken with roasted broccoli and ziti, and it was delicious. And then we went out and we had margaritas afterwards. And over the summer, we kind of lost contact because I got a rare life-threatening blood disorder and he was traveling. So there was like, I guess like a month-long period where like I was in the hospital and I didn't hear from him. And yeah, I guess I could have texted him, but I was just like really tired for an entire month, and I didn't really feel like texting him and telling him like, oh hey dude, what's up? Guess who got a rare blood disease that's incurable? Yeah, I just didn't want to be a downer. Like, I didn't want to text him that like while he was traveling and on vacation, because maybe that would have made him upset or something. Or maybe I just didn't really feel like texting him. So a lot of you guys might be like, well, Stephanie, if you never texted him and you never told him that you were sick, how was he supposed to know? Well, me and this guy were friends on Facebook, and I posted a lot of statuses about what was going on, and he never really texted me to see how I was doing. And after like a couple of months of him not texting me, I was like, okay, there are some very plausible explanations for why he's possibly not texting me. Maybe he got into a really bad accident and lost his ability to read. Maybe he lost his job, therefore not being able to afford internet, so now he can't go on Facebook. Maybe he can't even afford his phone. Maybe he's homeless. I'm not gonna go ahead and judge. So I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna go on this guy's Facebook and I'm just gonna see what's going on, see if he's posted anything recently. So I go onto his Facebook, and at first I noticed something very, very weird. He was posting things and he was traveling all over the world, and I noticed that on his photos of places which he had traveled to, he had a certain girl tagged, and I was like, oh, that's his mom, his sister, his cousin. So I clicked on her picture, and what do you know, it's a beautiful woman. So I was like, well, damn, I guess what we had was all just built on a mountain of lies. And you know, was I upset about it? Not really. But I felt like, wow, I really put a lot of like hope and expectations into dating this beautiful man, and then he just drops me like I'm yesterday's chicken nugget. So yeah, you know, he never texted me, never called me, and you know, did he ghost me? I don't know. We're still friends on Facebook. That's the weird part. And I like don't want to delete him because I don't hate him, you know? Like he's still a nice person, just, you know, never ever talked to me ever again, and found a new, probably better looking, more exciting girlfriend that doesn't have a blood disorder. That was the last person that I dated in New York City, and I'm actually kind of glad to be closing the door on my dating life in New York City, because I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. But dating in New York City, as fun as it is, because there's so many people and there's so many interesting people, it's just an oversaturated dating pool of like egomaniacal crazy people who just don't know what they want and feel like they don't need to settle down or commit to anybody because it's endless supply in New York City. Like you can meet a new awesome hot person every single day if you want to. And I don't know, New York City men are very, very complex. They're like a breed of their own, and I met a lot of horrible people in a very short span of time, whereas in Connecticut, you meet horrible people, but it's like spaced out and there's like good people in there too. So I have recently started dating here in Connecticut because, you know, a girl's gotta live, a girl's gotta have a little bit of excitement in her life, and I love meeting new people. And so far I must say, dating in Connecticut is 100% different. And you could definitely meet some interesting people here, as I have already. So, you know, it's not all bad. You don't have to be living in New York City to meet the man of your dreams. And sometimes I feel like dating in New York City is like so romanticized because so many romantic comedies happen in New York City. And of course, you know, you have Sex in the City, which makes every girl believe that like she's gonna find her Mr. Big or something. So yeah, I just recently started dating, so if I have any crazy story for you guys, of course I'm gonna update you, but hopefully no crazy stories will come out of my current dating situation. I'm the queen of dating a guy and telling all of my friends and family, guys, he's so nice. This one's so different than the other ones. And then like 4 weeks later, turns out he has like 5 sister wives and a love child in Indiana. So that's it for today's dating story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.